everyone, today we're making a Plesiosaurus. I show two versions, one using origami paper, one using scrap paper. Hope you all enjoy this dinosaur. So here I have my scrap paper. I'm going to first make my square. Once I got the square folded in, flip it over to remove this extra rectangle on the top. There we go. So if you've made your square out of scrap paper, you already have this first fold in. So I folded it to make a triangle. If not, you're going to take your square, fold it along the diagonal to create this triangle. And now everyone's going to unfold. And I'm going to take this bottom edge and line it up so it matches with this center crease. And then I'm going to do the same with this left edge. So it should make a kite shape here. So now looking at this top edge and what's left of the right edge, you're going to do the same fold of taking the right edge or the top edge and folding it in towards the center guideline. And then same with the top edge. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift open this flap I just made and pull out this bottom corner that was tucked inside. I'm going to pull it out so that way the flap can lay flat back down, and it should create a point at this top, or this part of the shape. Now if it doesn't line up perfectly with the center, that's okay. It'll still work out in the end. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, opening the flap, pulling out the corner, lying the flap back down, and then getting my point and lying this along the, there we go. So from here, what we do next is we fold it in half along the center crease. So it should make, there we go, this long rectangle shape. So you're going to have it facing you, this long straight edge should face you on the table, and then have a flap towards the top and then a flap down on the table. So what we're going to do with these flaps is we're going to take this top edge of them and fold it so it goes right down the middle of our really long triangle on one side, flip it over, and do it on the other side. So now my little triangle here that I made out of my flaps is pointing towards this side, so this side is going to be the head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the flaps, open the layers so there's this space in between. So I'm going to put my finger in there, thumb and middle finger on the outside to hold them in place. Then using my other hand, I'm going to push this part of the long triangle up and in between the two layers. So it should come up along my finger here. Then I'm going to press it in place, and this will act as our neck and our head. So we're going to do a similar fold up here on the top. I'm going to put my index finger inside between the two layers, thumb on the outside, and push it towards my finger. So it should move in, and then I'm going to press the sides of his head closed, and there's the head. And now for the tail, what I'm going to do is, again, put my finger in between the layers and use my thumb to push it up and in between, and this time it's going to go all the way so it lies flat in between the two layers. So I've had to open up my Plesiosaurus some more to get this fold in, but then I'm going to close it up and really press in that crease while it's closed, because we're going to need to open again for this next step. So now I've opened up my Plesiosaurus, and using this top point of the little triangle inside, I'm going to fold it down. It's not going to come back to where it was. It's going to leave a little space. I've got about a finger's worth of space there. And then press it in place. And then we're going to close it up. And there we go. We've got a Plesiosaurus. So to start with the origami paper to make our dinosaur, or more specifically a Plesiosaurus, we are going to fold in half to create a triangle, making sure our crease is nice and sharp. And we're going to unfold. And we're going to take our bottom edge and fold it up to the center guideline. That was the crease we just made. And then we're going to take our left side edge and fold it in towards the center. And we're going to end up with this kite shape. So now we're going to do a similar fold using the top edge and the right edge. And we're going to take, starting with the right edge, we're going to fold it in again towards the center guideline. So it should overlap the fold we just did. And same on the other side. From here, what we're going to do, I'm going to have y'all watch first and then y'all will copy, but we're going to open this top flap. We're going to pull out this piece here, this corner, and we're going to lay this flap we just opened back down. And so this part should make a point. So I'm holding mine in place, so it'll lie flat in just a second. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I've turned my paper to reach this corner a little easier, but we're going to pull it out, lie it flat, and then I'd like to mold it to make this nice sharp point first, and then I can lie it so that way I know where it's supposed to go on the paper. But my paper did a weird fold here. So it's a little off, but that's okay. From here, we are going to turn it around so we can fold in half down the side, so it'll have a long shape with our flaps on each side. So from this long straight edge, we're going to turn it to face us, so that way the flap is here on the left. We are now going to fold it down, so this top edge of the flap is going to line up in the center of this long shape here, this long triangle. We're going to do it on one side, flip it over, and do it on the other side too. So that way they should mirror each other. So I have it one flap, long triangle, other flap. From here, we are going to take the right side. So using this flap we just made as a guide, it's going to be the one that the triangle is pointing towards. So this side for mine, we're going to fold it. I like to put my finger between the two, thumb and middle finger holding it in place, using my thumb of my other hand to push it up. And then I'm going to close it so that way this part, this new flap, stands up. From here, we're going to take this top part of the flap, putting my finger in between the two layers, thumb on the outside, push it in, squeeze the two parts together. There we go. This will be the head of our Plesiosaurus. Now for the tail, what we're going to do is we are going to fold it in. So I'm going to open the layers here. I'm going to take the corner and fold it in. Not all the way. It should go, mine's going about this far in. Hold it out of the shadow. And then I'll close it to press it in place. And then I'm going to open it up again. And now grab the tip, this corner in here that we just folded in. And I'm going to fold it back out, but not all the way. Just enough so it will leave, mine's got maybe a finger, less than a finger's worth of space here. Just enough to overlap, and press that in and close it up. And here we have our Plesiosaurus.